Hey YouTube, A.MAZE here, back again with another video. Welcome to my channel and thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Alright? Send me an email if you got any questions, ideas, suggestions. If you want me to discuss a topic, if you got a question for me, let me know. I'd really like to hear from you. Alright? Thanks for being here. I got a lot to say. Alright, so this video is how to avoid jealous or envious people. Well, how to mentally avoid them, because we can't avoid them, depending on who you are, they're everywhere. And sometimes you might just run into them every now and then. But nonetheless, if you need some advice and some tips on how to mentally cope when you don't have any other choice, you might work with someone or go to school with someone who's very obnoxious and rude to you because you're jealous, okay? Let's get right into it. Number one, you build a mental door, okay? For many years, I've experienced that. I've had people be rude to me and mean and say little slick stuff. And they used to say, well, why are they treating me like that? If you're that person, if you might walk into a room and there might be a table full of people and they're staring at you and their stares are less than cordial. And you're like, well, why? I ain't do nothing to them. You go to school, somebody who always got something smart to say to you, play little dirty tricks or they give you the cold shoulder. Never did nothing to them. They barely even know you. It's because you're awesome, okay? Don't forget that. It's hard to be nice to people who treat you mean, okay? Let's just be real. But you have to, okay? For your sake, not theirs. All right, let me tell you a story. I was someone I knew back in the day. I was in a shelter back in the day, long time ago. Long story short, the girl was miserable, okay? And I wasn't necessarily miserable, but I wasn't the happiest because I was in a homeless shelter and I didn't want to be there. But I dealt with it the best I could. Me and my kids, we made it. We sang songs and we ate our dinner and we just got through it. She kept a nasty, dirty room. She didn't have a job. She was rude to me all the time. Okay? I would do my best to keep my areas clean. I'd clean up after other people. No matter what I did, no matter how I tried to keep the morale up, she always had something to complain about. It was always something. I could never get anything right. And I used to say, well, on one day, there was an area in the place where if you wanted to go sit down and watch TV, you could. So everybody was gone. It was a weekend. So most of the residents, it wasn't that many residents. It was a place for just women and their kids. So it was like, I would say about 4 other mothers there aside from me. So altogether, it was 6 mothers there. And everybody was gone, for the weekend. It was just me and her and our kids. So what happened was, me and my kids were in the kitchen. She sent her son downstairs to ask me if I wanted to use the TV room. Okay? He was a little boy, about 4 years old. I said, yeah, I do. So he went back up and told her, yeah. She said, yeah, she do. 5 minutes later, here she come. Okay? She come downstairs and they go to the TV room. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, why did you have him ask me that if you wanted to use it? But I didn't say anything. So, long story short, I don't know how we got into an argument. I don't even remember how it started. But I lost my cool, okay, y'all? I lost my cool, and I screamed and yelled at her. And guess what? The very next day, I'm talking about, when I tell y'all this girl was miserable, I'd never seen a happier person in my life. This was the first time in a month I've ever seen her smile. Her head was up. She had a bounce in her step. She smiled. She complimented people. Why? It made her happy that I lost my cool. Okay? I'm telling y'all that story to tell you this. It made me feel really Stupid, because I knew better. Okay? I knew that a person wants to upset you because they see that you don't get upset easy, or they think that you're easygoing, or they see that you're cheerful, or whatever the case. Okay? Sometimes people want to disrupt that because they're so miserable themselves. Okay? Don't let it happen. As tempting as it is to lash back, don't let it happen. I did another video on that. It was a little short one. And I was saying, allow a raging bull to pass you. Let that raging bull pass you. Okay? Because it'll bring you inner peace. And also it'll drive them nuts because you don't give them any ammunition. You've all heard this before, but I have to remind you, because even though we have common sense and we may know something, we have to keep hearing something in order to be able to put it into practice. We have to have people remind us of what we already know, because we're human, you know. It's normal and natural for us to want vengeance, okay? But it's not healthy for us. It'll make us feel bad in the end, and your enemy happy. You don't want that, do you? So just remember, if somebody's mistreating you and you've never done nothing to them, it's because you're awesome, okay? Don't forget that. Number 2, create mental cues. I talk about that a lot. So mental cues is, if you're having trouble coping with people who purposely bring adversity your way, give yourself a mental cue. Okay, as soon as you see their face, as soon as you see their face, that's like your you step in front of that, because you know you're gonna have an impulse to either feel bad inside or lash out at them, or even if you don't say nothing to them or nothing like that, you're gonna still feel bad. However it is that you react to the adversity and you want to change that, use a mental cue, whatever it is for you. You might say to yourself, well, that person is an idiot. That might be your mental cue. I'm just giving examples. Everybody mind different, but we all need them. You have to have something that you say to yourself, something you picture that stops your undesirable behaviors and feelings in its tracks. Okay, that's the idea. If you're used to allowing other people's negativity to invade your personal space and your good feeling for the day, right, and you know this about yourself, you need either a picture in your head or a sentence or something that will stop that in its tracks. That's what you want to do, because you don't want to give your power away. And never forget that you are great. All right. Nobody's jealous of anything that's bad. Never. Number 3, become more of an observer. Okay. Don't get involved in what's in front of you. All right. Look, trust me, it's a lonely place. Okay. When someone is against you, you feel alone. You feel like you're the only one, but you're not. You have to remember, you're dealing with someone who has inner turmoil. Only people with inner turmoil want to see turmoil for you. Okay? Just like anything else you want to fix, you have to rise above your feeling. Stand over that feeling and talk yourself through it, like you would on a bad day, a sad day. Okay? You say to yourself, you know what? This person is miserable. Why would I argue with them? And just keep your mouth closed. That helps too. I mean, physically keep your mouth closed. It helps you. You're more likely to not say anything back. Take deep breaths. That helps too. Okay? And go to a quiet place. Get away from them if you can, which usually you can. But if you can't, you just got to be strong. And the way to be strong is using mental cues. It takes work and time, just like exercise. It's basically your brain is lifting weights. But keep going, all right? I promise you, it won't be so hard if you keep doing it. Let's see. Number 4, don't take it personal. Because the jealous person or people are jealous of anybody that they perceive as better than them. So you don't have to worry. You just happen to be there, okay? You just happen to be in Professor Smith's 10 o'clock lecture, with the haters 2 aisles up or back. You just happen to be there. It just happened to be you. You just happen to be on the second shift at your job next to so-and-so who's a hater. If somebody else that's great with there, they'd be jealous of them. Okay, you got to remember that. Don't take it personal. All right. Number 5. Always, always, always remember how great you are. Because like I just said a minute ago, nobody's jealous of anything that's bad. You can take comfort in knowing that you are wonderful. And you can even just have that thought in your head. If it helps you any, when you see that person or people, when you're confronted with him or her or they, you can recite in your head while you're talking to them or looking at them or standing next to them while they're victimizing you. You can say, well, I'm better than you anyway. I'm better than you anyway. I'm better than you. I mean, it might help you. You just never know. Okay? Mental cues. I'm going to do a video on just mental cues. Mental cues, consistency, effort, time, and patience. Those are all the things you need for improvement. You know, if it's hard for you to cope with this, I get it. It hurts because we're humans. The way people treat us affect us whether we want. If it doesn't, then that makes you cold-hearted, which is a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. So if you didn't care, you'd be a cold, heartless person. All right? It's a good sign, actually, that it's hard for you to cope with a jealous person or people. Because we're human. We all want acceptance from each other. But everybody's acceptance isn't good. People have a way of making you feel like you're less than, when the truth is they feel like they're less than you. That's the truth. If you know that, you should be okay. Just keep remembering that. If you got to meditate on it, do it. Just know that you are wonderful. Never forget that. Okay? Never forget that. And number 6, don't ever succumb to the negative feelings or else they win. And I talked about that on number 1 and 2. As soon as you succumb to that negativity, you've given them exactly what they've been looking for. Okay? Because they want to chip away at your greatness. It's like if you just bought a new Mercedes. All right? Your next door neighbor has a Honda. Hondas are cute. They're nice cars. I want one. But the thing is, some people they not satisfied no matter how good their life is. So they looking at your Mercedes like, ugh, who she thinks she is. If they could, they would take a key and scrape it up because they don't want you to look better than them. They don't want you to outshine them because they got low self-esteem. So this is the same thing. Somebody might be jealous of your happiness. So if they're eating at you and saying little nasty things to you and just trying to make you feel bad, it's the equivalent of somebody trying to scratch up your car with a key. Same thing. Whether it's your inner being, whether it's the stuff you own, or the people you associate with. They might be envious. They might be jealous of relationships that you have with people. They might be mad because you're friends with the it girls, and they're not. Go lying to your boyfriend on you because they mad that you got him. It's all the same. Okay? They want to mess it up for you. So if they feel threatened by your aura, your inner being, your happiness, your satisfaction with where you are, don't let them scratch it up. Okay? Your inner being is your Mercedes. Don't let them scratch up your Mercedes. Okay? I think that's it, y'all. That's it. I got a couple quotes for you. I got 2 because they were so good I couldn't pick one. They're both from unknown sources. I got these from Google. I love this. I could do this all day. The first one, don't worry about those who talk behind your back. They're behind you for a reason. Next one, never hate people who are jealous of you, but respect their jealousy. They're the ones that think that you are better than them. All right? So hold your chin up and don't worry about it. Just think about it this way. Even if you feel tore up on the inside about it, at least look like you're not. I don't want you to be tore up on the inside about it. That's the point of this. But it's a process. If you still do, at least put a front up, okay? Put your guard up. Put it up for them. It's gonna drive them nuts because they're like, well, I'm not ruining her day. Oh, I couldn't ruin her day. You just ruined theirs, okay? All right, y'all. So until next time, bye for now.